You would agree with me that everyone hates corruption, yet somehow it never goes away. It's that one relative everyone complains about, but somehow he's still invited to every family gathering. We talk about justice, reformation, transparency, but when the push comes to shove, the cycle continues. Why does corruption thrive even in society that knows it's destroying them? Well, that's the paradox of corruption, and today we are going to unpack it. Alright, let's get real for a second. When we hear the word corruption, we picture greedy politicians, stolen funds, shady deals, and yeah, that's part of it. But corruption isn't just something that happens in government offices or corporate boardrooms. It's woven into the tiny decisions we make every day, like when someone pays something small to speed up a process, or when a student buys answers to pass an exam. It's easy to condemn corruption when it's billions of dollars being embezzled, but it's not so easy when it's something that makes our lives a little easier. And that's where the paradox begins. Corruption is universally condemned, yet almost universally practiced. Firstly, corruption feeds on survival, not just greed. In many developing countries, people don't take bribes because they are evil. They do it because the system doesn't work. Imagine you're a low-paid civil servant trying to feed your family and other bills. Then a man comes and offers you $20 to process his papers faster. You know it's wrong, but your kids' school fees are due tomorrow. That's not just greed, it's survival. It's like the system forces people into moral compromise just to stay afloat. Take Nigeria for instance. Former anti-corruption chief Nuhu Ribadu once said, "When you fight corruption, corruption fights back." And he was right, because in many cases, corruption isn't just an act. It is an ecosystem. It is the unwritten rule that says if you want to get anything done, you must play the game. Second, corruption can look like efficiency. Here's the crazy part. Sometimes corruption takes and makes things move faster. Think about it. When bureaucracy is slow, when the system is clogged with red tapes, a little under the table money suddenly makes things work. That is the illusion. It gives you the feeling that corruption solves problem, when in reality, it is the very reason those problems exist in the first place. It's like using petrol to put out fire. Sure, the flames change color, but the house still burns down. Third paradox. The higher you climb, the cleaner it looks. Corruption also wears expensive suits. We see leaders shaking hands at summits, signing deals, smiling for cameras. But behind those smiles might be billions funneled through offshore accounts. Remember Panama Papers? That global leak exposed presidents, billionaires, and even celebrities quietly hiding wealth. It showed us something uncomfortable, that corruption isn't just about brown envelopes in dark corridors. Sometimes it's about perfectly legal loopholes that lets the rich stay richer and the poor stay silent. And then we blame the low-level official for taking a bribe when bigger thefts happen in broad daylight, wrapped in legal jargon. Fourth paradox of corruption. Everyone hates corruption until it benefits them. Let's be honest, this is the most human part of the paradox. We want justice until it slows down our paperwork. We want honesty until our cousin needs a connection to get a job. We want accountability until the person exposed is someone we like. Corruption thrives not because people are bad, but because people are practical. It's easier to justify a little wrong when it gives us a quick right, but it's like Frank Sepio said, the NYPD officer who exposed police corruption in the 1970s. He said, the reality is that corruption is a way of life. It's not a single event. And changing that way of life requires more than laws or slogans. It requires a shift in what we tolerate. And in my opinion, to kick it officially out, we must adopt a way of thinking that's higher than what we see every day. Paradox number 5 of corruption. The paradox in full view. So here is the paradox laid bare. Corruption destroys systems, but the systems themselves often depend on corruption to survive. It weakens economies, but also keeps them running in dysfunctional societies. It's condemned by everyone, but practiced by almost everyone. That's why reform fails. You can't fix a building if the very tools you're using to fix that building are part of the rot. Summarily, where does this leave us? Maybe the real fight against corruption doesn't start in high offices or anti-graft agencies. Maybe it starts small, uncomfortable places, in the moments when you choose to do the right thing, even when no one is watching. Integrity. Because here's the truth. Corruption survives on silence, convenience, and excuses. In brackets, not to mention greed. And if we stop feeding it, even a little, the system begins to starve. It's not easy, it's not instant, but every time someone says, no, I won't play that game, a small crack appears in that massive wall of corruption. And cracks over time bring down even the strongest walls. So maybe the paradox of corruption isn't that it exists, but that it keeps winning because good people think they can't make a difference, but they can, and maybe that good person is you.